How's it going out there? Welcome from H2 Tech Videos. Today we're going to be doing a pros and cons on the new Kindle Fire HD. Not the HDX, just the Kindle Fire HD. This one is retailing for $139.99, and so this is basically an updated version of the original Kindle Fire, which the one that looked like this. Okay, so this one is different though. This is the old Kindle. This is the new one. Different back style. Okay, so I'm gonna make it short and sweet because the question is it worth it or is it a waste? And that's what I want to go over today. I want to kind of help you understand how good it is and if this is something that will work for you, because some of you may be considering it and you might realize that it isn't the one for you. So let's take a look at it here at H2 Tech Videos. So first thing, and I just mentioned it, but the first pro is that it is $139. Now the original Kindle Fire HD retailed for $199 when it first came out. So it's already a $60 price drop, so you're paying a lot less for the tablet. Now let me tell you some of the reasons why you're paying less. So the first thing, and this is actually goes in the con category, is it's only 8 gigabytes. Okay, the original Kindle Fire HD was 16 gigs, so this one you're only getting half of the storage. And keep in mind, of that 8 gigs, you can only use 5 gigs because the operating system actually takes up a certain amount of space, as well as some of the stock apps that they put on there. So you only really have about 5 gigs to work with, and that's a big deal because if you plan on downloading any type of movies or music, then your space is going to go like that. And don't even think about putting pictures on there because all that takes up a lot of space. So if you're planning on doing more of the web browsing, more of the reading, then the storage size won't be a problem. But that does lead into our next con, which is that there is no way to expand the memory. So that 8 gigs, ergo your 5, is all you get to work with. You cannot put a memory card in there or a flash drive, or there's nothing to expand the memory. So what you bought, what you pay for, that's what you get, and there's no way to expand to get more memory out of that. Now let me go over some of the cons, because there are a couple of things about it that I do like that they've done with it. The first thing is, I love that they've changed the button. So on the original Kindle, both the buttons, the power/sleep button was on the same side and the volume was right above it. And so oftentimes when you would go reach to turn it off or to change the volume, when you would try to change the volume, you would end up hitting the power and you would keep turning it off. So they've moved those buttons. They're no longer on the edge, and the volume is on a separate side, so you don't get confused. And when you're holding it this way, you can actually feel the volume feels different because there's a little line between the buttons there, so you know that one is volume and one is power. The second thing is that they've made the buttons a little bit easier to feel. On the original Kindle, the buttons were so plush in the design that you would hit them just trying to hold it. So I definitely like that they have changed the design. They've made it a lot easier for you to hold it without constantly hitting the power button and turning it off by accident. So that's definitely a big plus there. I love the change in the interface. So they've actually changed the interface so it's a little bit different now. Before, there really was nothing at the bottom here. There was an option to go to favorites and you could add favorite apps, but now they've just made it a part of the screen. So as soon as you swipe up, you're at favorites, and you can basically tag, or you can basically go to apps, and you could say, hey, I want The Price is Right to be on the home screen. You just hold down on it, and then you're going to tap add to home, and then when you go back to home, it's right there on your home screen. So I thought that was a really cool thing, them kind of adding that feature. Now, one thing you don't see are those recommended apps that you see at the bottom there. Now, if you do turn it in portrait mode, you do still see those recommended apps, but it's only in portrait. It's not when it's in the landscape mode. So I like that, and I also like that they have shrunken down those apps so it's not so large. On the other one, just to show you, when you would look at the different apps that were on the carousel, all kind of advertisement. So just look right here. When we turn it portrait, you see that this is all that covered the bottom. They will show you what apps the customers bought, and you know, it was just too much. I didn't want to see all that when I'm going through my apps. So now they've made them a lot smaller and they're kind of out of the way, which I like. So at least they haven't put the ads so blatantly right in front of you. Now the next thing is they have improved the menu a little bit. They've changed the options when you do swipe down from the top here. So we still have wireless, we still have brightness and rotation, but now you have quiet time and you have help. Now with quiet time, when you turn this on, you're basically setting it so the Kindle won't make noise. You have notifications that are set. So for example, if you get an email or if you have like a calendar notification, you can actually set it so that you won't hear all that kind of stuff while you sleep, because for some people that can be an annoyance. So they have turned that off, and I mean they have added that to the menu screen. I thought that was pretty cool because it's just going to make things a little bit easier. Let's see. They have changed as well the style of the Kindles, and if you take a look here at the old one, the older Kindle kind of had a curved round backing. Always like the matte finish, and they have kept with that same matte finish, but they've kind of made it more of a shape out of the back, which actually helps when you're holding it, so it actually feels a little bit better in your hands, how your pointer finger will kind of rest right on that edge there. And I don't know, I like the feel of it when I hold it, so I think that they did a good job with the design, and you know, definitely think that was a big pro. Let's see, I think that was it for the pros. Let me switch over to the cons here. So huge con, there is no camera. They have taken the camera off. If you guys notice, the original Kindle Fire HD had a front-facing camera. Now, granted, last year I was screaming and hollering because they didn't put a rear camera, and now they've said, hey, let's take the camera off altogether. I totally disagree with that. I wish they had kept the camera on there. So that's a big thing. If you're into social media, taking selfies, you know, making Vine videos or posting to Instagram, guess what? You can't take any pictures with it. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, because I thought it was an okay device until I realized it didn't have the camera. And for me, that was a huge turn off, a huge con. So just to kind of point that out there. The next con, which I already kind of mentioned, is that there is no expandable storage. You can't add a micro SD card. So once again, you are limited to that 5 gigs of space for your content. And as well, they have taken off the micro HDMI port on the original Kindle. On the bottom, there was this port right here, which is a micro HDMI. You were able to plug in your Kindle right up to the TV, and you could mirror the screen of your TV. You cannot do that anymore with this HD model. So I don't know, I feel like they really stripped down a lot of the features. I mean, they dropped the price $60, but for that 60, you're losing the TV connection and you're losing the camera. I mean, I don't know. Those are big things, in my opinion, that I really wish they had kept on those devices, because, you know, I know a lot of people who hook up to a TV, and of course everybody's going to take a picture here and there. So anyway, these have been the pros and cons for the new Kindle Fire HD, and to kind of sum it up, the big question is, worth it or a waste? And so if we do a drum roll, I would probably say that I'm going to have to tie this one. And let me explain why I'm giving you the tie. Because I think this is actually worth it for the person that is just looking for a portable device to read, as well as who wants to be able to surf the web maybe at night, maybe wants to check a few emails. If you're that person and you just say, hey, I just want something simple I can take with me, I don't want something as big as an iPad, I'm not going to go crazy with the apps, I just want to surf the web, I want to do email, I want to look at my calendar, and maybe wants to do a little bit of Netflix, guess what? This is a perfect device for that person. In fact, this device is great for streaming, because you can download your Netflix, your Hulu, you can probably put the Slingbox on there, and you'll be able to watch your shows and do all that stuff. I think for the person that, now here's the other side. This is the person that I would say this is a waste for. So the person that does want to do more of the social networking stuff, that wants to take pictures, wants to post to Instagram and Twitter and well, one, you can't even get Instagram on here. I have a video that actually will show you how to get it, but it's not even available in the Amazon App Store. But aside from that, the person that wants to do more, for example, Skype, out of the question, ooVoo, out of the question. You know what I'm saying? So this is just worth it for the person who's going to read, web browse, email, calendar, maybe play a couple of games. Candy Crush is now available on here if you're a Candy Crush player. But anyone else who is outside that realm and wants to use it for more of the social and the fun stuff, I probably would say this is a waste for you, and I wouldn't recommend you go ahead and get it. You may want to jump up to the next level, which is the HDX. Now look out, I'm going to be doing a pros and cons on that very soon, and I'll be sharing my feedback on that device as well. So anyway, this has been the pros and cons, worth it or waste, on the new Kindle Fire HD. I hope you guys did find this helpful. Make sure you like the video, favorite it, share it, post it on your Facebook. Kind of help me, you know, get the word out. You know, just kind of let people know about it. Not a lot of people review the Kindles, but I love to review them. I think they're great devices. I think it's a great option to get a tablet and get started without having to pay $500 for an iPad, or even $330 for an iPad mini. So again, once again guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Check out my website, htechvideos.com, and have a good one.